Hello, thank you so much for joining me today for your yoga practice. This is Yoga with Nikki, and today what we are going to focus on is a dynamic short sequence, so about 15 minutes in length, using a wheel and blocks. So please make sure you have a yoga wheel and blocks for this sequence. The wheel, I notice, really helps me to focus more on my core and strengthening my core, keeping my core engaged, which is something very important when you go through your yoga asanas. We're going to start by turning inward toward our breath and doing a little bit of breath work or a pranayama. So I want you to sit in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Let's place our hands face up, palms face up. Close your eyes. We're going to inhale to the count of 3, hold it for 5, and then exhale to the count of 3. And we're going to do that 5 times. So let's start with an inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Again, inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Again, inhale. 1, 2, 3. Holding it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. 2 more times. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Last time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and set your intention for class today. Think about how you want this to feel. Make sure you're at a point where you can be fully present on your mat throughout class. Maybe you want to dedicate this practice to someone or something. When you're ready, flutter your eyes open. Start to focus on that ujjayi breath, really opening up the throat, dropping your tongue from the roof of your mouth, and it should sound like the ocean or you're listening to a seashell. This is the breath you're going to use for the rest of class today. Making sure you keep your breath with equal in-breaths and out-breaths. If at any point you want to come into child's pose, you're welcome to come into child's pose. You'll have your hands placed underneath your shoulders, knees mat distance apart, big toes together, and you'll drop your heels back toward drop your hips back toward your heels. I thought for a second, that doesn't sound right. And relaxing your head. So that's what child's pose looks like. We're gonna come onto our hands and knees. Go ahead and grab your wheel and place it so the circular part is facing toward you. And we're gonna start with some plank postures. So, if you haven't done this before and you want to place your wheel against the wall so you have a bit more balance, or if you want to just do one leg at a time to kind of fill out how that wheel feels, if you feel completely comfortable, go ahead and come into a plank position onto your toes, hands on top of that wheel. You can use your fingers to really grab a hold of that wheel. This is naturally going to engage your core. Keep breathing here. Remember, breathing is very important. Very slowly, let's go ahead and bring that left foot up on the side of that wheel. And we're going to stretch a little bit. So drop your hips down as close to the mat as you can get them. Bring that right heel back. And slowly come back up out of that stretch where you're feeling more pressure on your hands again. And if you feel comfortable, move that foot all the way back in position. We're going on the other side here. Big inhale, bring that right foot up. Bring your hips down and stretch into it. This should feel amazing, by the way. Really bringing that left heel back. And then slowly coming back up where you're feeling your hands giving more pressure on that wheel. And bring that foot back. We're back in our plank position. If you feel a little bit shaky, it means it's working. Let's drop those knees down for a moment. Bring our knees out wide. Toes together. Drop back into our child's pose. Tune back in toward that breath. Come back up onto your hands and knees. Okay. Bringing your hands back onto this wheel. Now this is going to be a little bit more challenging. We're going to do some push-ups on the wheel. You can do those staying on your knees, like this. Just coming down. Make sure your bottom isn't sticking too far out and you're going like this, because that's gonna target more of your shoulders and not necessarily your chest or the muscles that we're trying to work here. So you want to bring your hips a little bit forward and then drop. So it's almost like you're trying to bring your chest toward the wheel. If you feel comfortable enough that you want to challenge yourself and come all the way up onto your feet again, you can do a little bit of push-ups like that. So slowly bringing yourself down toward your wheel, pushing yourself back up. Give yourself a little break. How did that feel to you? If you feel comfortable, you can do a few more of those. Coming back onto your toes, bringing your chest down, back up. We're taking breaks in between. So how's that feeling? Are you feeling it in your chest muscles? Are you feeling it in your arms? You should be feeling it in your core, your chest, your arms. You're really activating so many different places here. We're going to use the wheel a little bit differently. So, at least 5 push-ups there. Now we're going to move our wheel behind us. And we're going to use it to open up. Broaden our chest. Open our back. So place the wheel so it's against your tailbone. If you want to bring your feet further apart or your legs further apart here, you can. But if it feels comfortable just with you sitting on your heels, that's good also. That's where I'm going to be. So from here, making sure your wheel doesn't move at all, you're just going to slowly start to lay back on your wheel. Everybody's flexibility is a little bit different. But what I've noticed is this really helps me to stretch out my back and broaden my chest. So it's a good heart opener, essentially. And we're gonna stay here for 5 breaths. I'm gonna go back and do it on my own. It's a little difficult to talk as I'm upside down, so I'm gonna let you count on your own. And then slowly make your way back out of the pose. We're going to do that one more time. And then we're going to stretch it out. So again, big inhale. Exhale as you start to roll back on to your wheel. And 5 breaths here. And slowly make your way back up. Let's move our lovely little wheel out of the way. Come sitting down on your mat. Bring your feet forward toward the front of your mat. Flex your feet. And let's move some fleshy parts out of the way to make sure that you're sitting directly on your sit bone so we can stretch out the backs of our legs and our low back. So sitting up nice and tall. We're going to do our seated forward bend. Inhale, bring your arms up. And as you exhale, just place your hands on either side of your legs. If you can keep your back straight, go ahead and reach toward those toes. If this feels good, and you can still maintain that straight back, start to walk your hands down so you're getting deeper into the posture. If it feels good for you and you can keep your back straight, you can go ahead and on your next exhale, fully extend over your legs. On your next inhale, look toward your toes, and exhale, release yourself from the posture. Shake our back out a little bit, give it a little wiggle. And now we're going to come into Shavasana. So nice quick class today. Thank you so much for joining me. Go ahead, bring your feet out toward the edges of your mat. And lay all the way down onto your back. Bring your hands out to the side. Completely relax your body. Before you settle in and get nice and relaxed, as you inhale, I want you to squeeze and tighten all the muscles. And exhale, relax. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale. Relax your body. Close your eyes. Focus on the coolness of the air as it enters in through your nostrils, and the heat of the air as you exhale. Again, inhale, feel that cool air. Exhale, release the heat. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. If you'd like to carry on with your day, on your next inhale, bring yourself into one straight line, arms and hands above your head, really stretch. Exhale, bring your knees in toward your chest and rock from side to side. And then rock over onto the right side of your body. Use your left hand to press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me in my practice today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, I wish you all the best. The light within me recognizes and honors the light within you. Namaste.